back playing Final Fantasy 14 again. I have to edit something here real quick. I'll edit it some more. Yeah, so Zero's kind of playing around with his, what you call it, trying Sage for the first time, going through the tutorial thing and being stubborn as always. As you can tell, he's focusing, that's why he's so quiet. Yeah, so back to playing some Final Fantasy 14. Brand new expansion, start of a new day. And I'm gonna head to Limsa to get caught up with Zero. Since I was waiting for him to get home and the little bugger went in, started doing stuff without me. So, we're gonna go and see where I'm supposed to go. But I think he said it was this way, actually. No. Start here. Wasted money. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and get this all going here. So we're starting on the quest to kind of get us to the new area. Probably should do some sound adjustments. Hopefully that's not too loud on the stream. Here. Elfino, let's see what you have to say today. Elfino is feeling the need to stalk. Do you have some time to talk? I do. I would like to gather everyone in Dawn's respite and together access... I hit the button too fast. Oh, not even starting with talking? That's not nice. Let us take stock of the fact that, shall we? The crisis at hand began with the sudden appearance of ominous towers in a multitude of locations throughout the world. We have since learned that said structures were brought into being by an organization known as the Telophori. Oh. The Telophori stated purpose is to recreate the final days of eons past, an apocalyptic event that would result in the destruction of all we hold dear. Already have these towers of theirs been the cause of untold suffering. Countless innocents kidnapped and imprisoned, their faith prevented for primal summoning. Perverted, sorry. That's why I don't read. And unless we find a way to deal with the corrupted aura surrounding the spires, we can't even get close enough to rescue anyone. Curious to see if this is bothering Zero yet.
Tell me what's going on. Like, paraphrase for me.
Well, I'm trying to. But this is like a complicated process. Reading and then trying to explain things. Those shielded with the blessing of light seem able to resist being tempted at least. But after what happened to Arnvald and Fordola, we need to be very, very careful about how we proceed. Yet while these threats close to home are of paramount concern, we mustn't lose sight of the situation in Garlemald.
There's a situation.
Situation? Yep. And as you know, the Telafari are under the leadership of Fandaniel and one other delightful fellow, our Big Chad, as everybody calls him. The sex crave fighter. I can't remember the term. Zenos Galvis, the Crown Prince and our dear friend. I don't know if we could call him a friend. He wants to kind of hunt us and mount us on a wall. To date, he's reclaimed his old body, murdered Emperor Varus, and plunged Garlemald into an even deeper pit of chaos. The capital has probably seen the worst of it. For a good while there, it saw the bloodiest fighting in the War of Secessions. But that has since changed, and in troubling ways. During our reconnaissance, the air was not once rent by the barking of cannons or the cries of discord. 'Twas an ear fog of silence which did blanket that ruined city. The inhabitants appeared to have been tempered, and with nary a word spoken did they labor to transform the palace into a soaring edifice born of nightmares. Can't wait to go there. If they were indeed made thralls, it seems safe to assume that these events too were orchestrated by the Telafari. An army of primals is awful enough, but in light of recent developments, I fear it is only the prelude to an even greater catastrophe. We need to devise a means to counter this threat, and quickly before our allies are overwhelmed. As you can see, I'm blind because I keep going towards the screen. We will find a way in Charlian, I am sure of it. Master Forge... God, I forgot how to say his name. Forchalance. Fortunal. Comments regarding the final days were curious to say the least. The forums no more. It is letting on. Sorry to interrupt. It's everybody's supposedly thinking Trial Master. The ultimate endgame. Taru. We just received word from Mistress Crash. She says the arrangements for your visit have been finalized. Sweet. You're to head to Limsa and board the next ship bound for Charlian. And on arrival, present yourself as associates of the Studian of Beldesum. Come to assist with the order restorations. The arrangements may be settled, but what of your thoughts? They must race at the prospect of returning home after so long. I'm eager to see it. Of course, of course. Ahem. We should set off at once. I accompany you to the docks. You need at least one person there to wave and cry and wish you a safe journey. Okay, sweet. Trying to check the systems and sounds and make sure I'm not missing anything. Check this other stuff. Thought they were saying something about now there's... Oh, what was that? Alright, that was something else. Okay. Off to the boat. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. Hey Zero, were you having trouble with this NPC? This little NPC like this? Oh. The ship for Charlene should be pulling into port soon, so please follow me and have all your luggage close at hand. Well, they're tightly stowed away. Ambient noise? Does that mean there's talking?
They've almost finished loading our cargo.
Sweet.
We should be ready to depart right on schedule, or so I'm told.
Excellent. 'Tis nice to have a smooth beginning to one's journey, at the very least.
Yes, it is.
It's funny.
What's funny?
Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one.
Rip, old
And
guy,
now,
rip.
Years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Aye. 'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief.
Ah, how I missed you.
Thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis
So
Soir
for all
of
the
his
people that
purse
don't know what the
scant
fuck's
moments
going
after he
on,
made
don't read the
landfall
quest there.
upon
What's
this dock?
Well, you made me miss an entire chalking line from Urianji. How rude. Right now, they're reminiscing of the past.
Sorry,
when
you're in the voice dialogue right now?
yes,
Oh, it's okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
they're reminiscing in the past of when Master Louisois, the grandfather, came to the thing and basically Thancred was talking about how he remembers getting befriended from him, and now he's taking his grandchildren back to where he originally came from. thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louisoix of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon the dock? And also being told that he was trying to steal his coins.
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Will this be your first visit to Charlian, Sir Estinian? Sir Estinian?
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
I, merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs, especially in private company.
And now Estinian is scalding Alphino for calling him sir.
Or I'll be forced to respond in kind.
Get that stick out of your ass, buddy.
And then just called him Little Lord Alphino.
You've made your point, Estinian. Painfully well.
Better.
Hi, what's up, Tataru?
Are you alright, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Distraught? Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland.
That's pretty much.
We're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hell-bent on destroying the world. And once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends.
You say that, but you know you like it because you're scheming in the background to be the ultimate end boss. I'll bring them back safe and sound.
I'll hold you to that.
Probably a bad thing because everybody's getting this vibe that we're going to lose somebody.
Did you see the little bit of evil in that smile that she gives?
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good you're still here.
Hori! Kultine! What brings you all this way?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower. Flamine and the others wish you all a safe journey, and promise that they'll look after things here until you return. We will too, of course. Aye, we your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
Everybody says that, but everybody gets their asses handed to them when I'm not there.
We set the sail! All aboard for Charlian!
Outside of people like Raban or Melweb.
It's time.
Then we must delay no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
And look at that scheming smile.
Have a safe journey.
See? She's freaking evil.
Careful.
I think I'm gonna follow in with that. I think I'm gonna fall into that conspiracy theory that I think everybody's correct. She's evil. She's planning to be the ultimate end boss. That is Zodiac right there.
And so you venture forth unto the unknown.
A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined and in flux.
Okay, so you get light heals while
In
you attack.
uncertain
Okay, I get
times,
that.
naught
Or
but
the person you
words of
define
wisdom
gets
will
light
suffice.
heals.
Right.
Can we take that to
That which lives is destined.
See,
to
I got a
die.
good kid here, right? She's like, Daddy, can I take out the garbage?
No, I said can we?
Well, it's we have to do it together. So I'm gonna
That's fine.
Treasure every moment, every step of your
Look, realize I got a kid so excited by garbage. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
What truth will I find?
Here. Feel.
What's going on?
Think.
The day has barely dawned, my fellow earlier riser. Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt. Called out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself. In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Charlian should be coming into view at any moment.
Let me see what Charlene looks like. What do we see with this magical person? Do we finally get to see the real being? Or is it just a ghost?
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad. Hear, feel, think. And thus do we meet face to face at last. My warrior of light, guided by the crystal.
Why now?
After your sojourn in the First, I believe you have your answer.
And what is that answer?
You have gained an understanding of what I truly am. What Eidolon has always been. A primal.
Yep.
Zodiac was created to forestall the apocalypse which threatened the ancient world. And I was brought forth to bind him. Yet 7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered. The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield. Yet
So
though
what does
it
it mean?
taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid. Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms. Monumental. Which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it.
Sweet. Bring on the carnage.
When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks. Sharlian's just over yonder.
Show me. Show me.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land.
Well, it was supposed to be a nice family outing to the garbage room, but
What happened?
it ended up in disaster because
The bag broke?
Got her first encounter with a mouse.
What? What did she do? Scream and run?
What'd you do?
I quit.
Why?
I tell you.
This little fuzzy creature.
It's weird and it's creepy.
How is it weird and creepy? It's just a little fuzzy creature.
It's not fuzzy. It's scary. It's a monster.
How's it gonna hurt you? It's so tiny.
It bite you.
I don't think
And a
they
good
bite.
morning to you
Yes,
too.
they
I
do.
mean, you grab
Taking a
them.
look at the island already?
I'm trying to tell her, it's like they really
Then let's
aren't
go.
out to hurt
Let's
you.
go. Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
Yeah, she got the door barricaded now.
I will put your computer by the door.
Stop the mouse.
Sleepers ever risen.
Any. No.
There she is.
Am I in
Good
for one
old
hell of a night if that thing ends up, because we chased it, it kind of went down the hallway towards our area. So
Yeah.
if that thing comes in here, ooh, I'm in for an entertaining night.
Papa, the sofa.
Home at last. Well,
I'm
maybe
staying
until
on the
father's
top of the sofa.
You're
But
on the
we'll
floor
manage
right
on
now,
our
you better
own.
get off.
if we must.
Wow, that's smart. Way to make her feel worse.
You're not alone in this, don't you?
She's like, I'm going to stay on the sofa. It's like, well, you're standing on the ground
Tis
right
as
now.
Sir Estinian said. Forget not the
I
comrades
think
who
she was
boarded
actually
this ship
scared.
at your side.
Stay in here then.
Just be a little quieter. Can't hear the video.
Sorry, yeah, you just.
My friends, we are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Got to see Heidelin for the first time. And basically
Upon
explaining
arrival, we will be
how
disembarking into the heart of Charlie proper.
time past and present are about to meet. Because
There is
people are
no
trying.
greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
Was she hot in my opinion? I don't think so. creepy eyebrows too. They were trying to go the ghostly route, and I think they just kind of threw the hair off. Doesn't hold a candle to the characters we already know.
We all know who the hottest character is.
Ooh, Endwalker. The end, and then the game's over.
Yeah.
Sharlian, the solitary island nation of the northern seas. Where under the watchful gaze of Thaliak, patron deity of scholars, academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets. Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands. How swiftly they abandoned it once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Alamegan soil. So averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom, your would-be allies.
Northern empty, old Sharlian.
I thought they'd never let us off the ship.
This character
What's next,
can
then?
push and
Entry
pull
applications?
or can pull you to him or pull myself to another player.
So pull abilities, but pull him or pull you.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
What's next then? Entry applications.
We're not quite at Huckball level here, but we're getting close.
Hasn't Sharlian all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
No, I didn't jump in until just recently because I was kind of waiting until you were getting home. But I was watching a little bit of Asmon's stream last night because he was in first thing because he's been up late at night. He's kind of my speed at the moment where it's like sleep the day away, wake up when nighttime starts to hit, eat your food, go on, do your normal things, then fucking stream for a little while, relax, whatever it is, just, you know, being casual for things. And so he was playing, but he hasn't reached the end game, so he wasn't spoiling anything because he was just looking at, he's like, oh, hey, the belts are gone, and here's what they did, and look at this gear and look at that gear, and so it's kind of just relaxing to see it not be ruined or spoiled. This is the last one. Okay.
Tis true that, as a nation, Sharlian only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries.
And those countries
But from
are?
a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders, especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge. If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
Sweet.
May.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed. The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Sharlian's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions. Kral has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates of the students of Baldessian, and our ostensible reason for being here is to aid in their order's restoration. Grahatir, it might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration officers were this way, as I recall. shall we?
Huh. I don't remember him being from here, but I could be forgetting the story altogether from the very beginning, because it was way back in AAR, and I did that like a long-ass time ago.
Greetings. We've just arrived and are eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
I am. Grahat here of the Students of Baldassian at your service.
Sweet.
I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today. And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Ishtola Rule.
Of course, her last name would be Rule.
See how it glows? That list is etherically linked with the citizen registry kept in the main repository.
I've confirmed your status as Archons.
What she meant to say is that's a computer in her hand. It's in the shape of a book.
Yeah.
Now, who do we have here?
Alphino Leveilleur.
And Alize Leveilleur.
Your applications have also been approved. Having said that, the streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny.
Disowned. Oh boy. Family matters already starting.
And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
Haven't even entered and already scolding the kids.
These last two are not Sharlayan natives, but you will find their credentials are in order. An application was made in advance.
What options are they going to give me to pick? Something to make it really funky? Unsure by trade. I've better... For safety's sake, I'm assuming this will be the better choice.
Indeed. Your profile describes you as an adventurer, but one also trained in the rather more constructive pursuits of procurement and production. You may enter. And you, sir?
Estinian Valino, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formerly, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
He doesn't really answer the pause. Oh my god. Trying to remember what.
If you'll allow me... My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
Mistress Baldessian, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it. But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning. Be advised that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
I have every confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
Kryl for the savior.
Croyle, it is good to see you.
Likewise. Long voyage notwithstanding, you will seem none the worse for wear. There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we? Oh! Welcome, friends, to Sharlayan.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
Smooth. Very smooth. Okay, I am now in the city. Standing next to Kryl.
I don't smell anything.
It's because you don't know how to look very well. Which side are you on? Oh, you're right around here. Oh, you moved in. Is it instanced? Well, no, I know it's clipping in people that are nearby.
Yeah, I just talked to the guy. Let's move on.
You want to continue. Okay. I'm glad I spotted your ship coming into port. The officers are born bureaucrats and sticklers for detail. In any case, you may relax and take a moment to get your land legs back. And there's a box with stuff. What is that box gonna have? Okay, what do we got? Show me that junk.
Looks like it's gear upgrades for the non-sophisticated players.
What is it? It's just a new weapon. What does that weapon look like? Not bad, I guess. Better looking than that freaking relic weapon from your fucking Bosnian area. Okay, continuing. I had thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I've learned and how we might proceed. Tell us, Kryl. But this is Dragonfire and Estinian's first time in Sharlayan, and for the rest of you, a homecoming that was long overdue. You must have places you wish to visit and people you are dying to see. Therefore, I propose we postpone our agenda so that you all may have sufficient time to recover from your journey and get your bearings in the city. Once you've settled in, we will reconvene at the Baldessium Annex. And how does that sound? 'Tis a fine suggestion. We may not be welcome at the Levier estate as such, but I should like to nose around the neighborhood all the same. I am equally untethered, as it were. There is no particular place that my kin call home. Still, I would not pass up the opportunity to reacquaint myself with the city. Likewise, a quick tour of our old haunts might even yield some useful gossip. The annex was west of the Aetherite Plaza, was it? I shall join you there, anon. Yes, we will see you there. Zero is getting weird picture things. I too have places I would be remiss in not visiting forthwith by thy leave. What of you, Estinian? My services as a guide are yours for the asking. That won't be necessary until we reconvene. I prefer to wander as the wind takes me. Yep. But I could... oh. Well, Raha? What the fuck? Would you like to join us then? You've been gone for quite a while, and this would be the perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories of yours. Oh, of course, if you will have me. Dragonfire Charlene awaits. Zero is spamming through quests. After you, my friend, I am more than content to follow your lead. Decide in order to proceed with the quest objective. You can leave Graha behind by entering different area using the Ethernet or by putting too much distance between you. So book it! You can also speak with T and select the option to part ways. If you wish to have Graha accompany you again, return and speak with him at the original location. He is accompanying you, next try to speaking with Cryo. All set, then let us be on our way. First stop, amusingly enough, will be the last stand. It's a cafe on the west side of the harbor. Kyle is also now accompanying you. Lead your two companions to the last stand and speak with Kyle at the designated location. While you are accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way, which will offer additional topics of discussions. To the glowing area and speak with your quest companions to initiate these bonus conversations and enjoy exploring your surrounding together. Okay, first things first. Nope. Damn it. I was hoping to bring out the mount and see if they'll get in, because they're supposed to be able to do that now too.
That would be great.
So there's going to be some quests where you got to travel certain points, and you can
you only have to go to one point.
No, I know right now. Yeah.
The one you're looking at there is optional.
Oh, this one's optional? Should still grab it. Got to keep it going. I'm grateful to have Kyle help in reacquiring myself with this place. It's almost as if I'm seeing it all with new eyes as you are. What do you have to say? Come on, let's head to the cafe. It may not seem so at a glance, but the last stand is actually a very important part of the city. Is that what you're supposed to do? Oh, there we go. With the unusual wares coming and going at all hours, I expect the assistance of an interpreted adventure would be highly appreciated. I see no reason why you couldn't undertake any tasks which pique your interest. You have been cleared by the immigration officer after all. I look forward to the days your name is celebrated in Charlian the same way it is in yours.
What, it's not already?
No, because everybody here hates us.
No. It's just what they say.
This place is called the Peristyle, and it is the first stop of cargo unloaded at the dock. You'll find the unusual necessities for daily living and other important vitals to running an island nation, but also supplies that further Charlian's pursuit of knowledge, namely large quantities of books, specimens, and samples. Sorting these stacks certainly seems to keep the attendants busy. Okay. Now, oh, there's another circle over there. What do you have to say about this spot? Now that is a sight one could hardly forget, the great statue of Thaliak. As a student of Valdicium, I was usually quartered on the Isle of Val, but I would gaze upon the scholar's wise features every time I returned by ship to the city.
To the sea!
Don't do it! I would be afraid if the other half starts coming in here with the Frozen songs or something bad. This path leading out towards the sea is known as the Thaliak Stoa, so named for the statue of the scholar which stands at its end. That big thing up there. As you know, the Charlian people prize the accumulation of wisdom above all else. Thus, when Thaliak was chosen as our patron deity, it was more a matter of pragmatism than belief, and alignment of principles, as it were. We may have honored him with a rather impressive sculpture, yes, but our faith is not so restrictive as that of, say, the Asgardians. Individual Charlans can and do worship the divinities of their choosing.
Oh, we got a bug. It's our first bug.
What bug? They were talking about the movement people things not doing their... I think.
As soon as they tried to show it to you, it reset and cleared.
Showed what?
Oh, I just had a guy floating in the air. That's all.
Oh.
I mean, no
okay,
big deal.
so was it just the 2 circles, or was there more places I could take them to see?
Well, it's got like checkpoints. It's gonna take you to other areas too. So like, there is more, but I didn't try too hard to look for any. Let's put it that way.
So chat, just so you guys know, Zero said today we're gonna play until our dicks fall off, which made some people in the chat go, "What? I need that," and asked if he had a guillotine. And I explained to him the reason why he says that, because we're gonna go big dick damage. And to the point that yeah. Okay. Anyways, continuing. And here we are at the last stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite extensive, the average Charlian tends to regard seasoning and flavor with a certain indifference. I don't follow their rules. How can I put this? The food is it's bland and uncapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf. The prevailing sentiment towards cuisine is dietary values first and taste a distant second. Oh God, it's an island of freaking what do they call those?
It's an island of nerds.
Our island of nutritionists. There was one pupil at the studium, however, who could stomach the school's inspired meals no longer, so he quit his lessons and poured all his savings into building a proper eatery. And so the last stand came to be. It is, as the name implies, the sole dedicated outpost of fine dining in Charlian, the one and only bastion of the culinary arts in an island otherwise mediocre fare. You seem to recall their burgers being hailed as one of the more impressive items. Burgers, what is that?
I'm gonna try some great value all dressed.
Oh man, you bought frickin' what do they call those? Fake chips. The
name chips are sometimes the best.
the unnamed brand chips, the ones that taste like cardboard and crappily seasoned.
No, but I will say it is crappily seasoned.
Hilda's okay, not that I've ever had the pleasure of eating one myself. Because you were a typical Charlian when it came to cheap and convenient Rahab, but surely Tataru has since taught you how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in when time permits and sample the cafe's delights. Shall we press on? The stairs to the side of the cafe there will take us up to the Aetherite Plaza. A well-guided tour, Kryl. Show us the way. It is the way.
So that's where the shitty food is.
In there, I think. Or was it there? No.
Sweet.
No, this is where the good food is, because this student got all pissed off with the food at the lunch that he gave up his lessons and opened up a place to make good food.
He must be in very poor standing in this town.
Probably because he gave up his lessons to make a proper food stand and for flavor instead of...
I turn away the nerd. I reject my nerddom.
I reject my nerddom and open a McDonald's. That's what he essentially did.
McDonald's, yeah.
We're talking about a burger. Is there any other...
Fuck being a nerd, I'm going to be an entrepreneur.
Huh. Okay. I feel like I'm missing some nice little in-between conversations, but sure.
This is a warp crystal.
Unusual shape, isn't it? Yeah. I think I've seen those. They're usually in the bathrooms. I think Demolition Man called them the 3 seashells.
Mm-hmm.
Unusual. I assure you, however, that it's a perfectly functional aetherite. Remember to attune yourself before we move on. Now, bring the diligent tour guide that I am. I should make mention of the confluence, a research facility located on this very plaza, and its much vaunted discoveries are the reasons Charlian stands at the forefront of teleportation technology. And deciphering the underlying principles of the elegant aetherites, it allowed us to understand and reconstruct, excuse me, what was essentially a lost art. And off we go to our next destination. And that's what they're saying anyways. And off we go to our next destination. Our paths lead northeast to the Agora Charlian largest marketplace. One thing I found out is I guess they upped the cap or changed the cap of the teleportations. So now you see how it goes past 9999 now?
Yeah, I noticed that.
And I think from what people were saying, and it's going to cost you a lot to go to the moon. No, as almost as in a joke. I'm like, what are they doing? Paying freaking.
Well, you just got to invest in cryptocurrency. You can go to the moon for free, baby.
Well, that's exactly it. You know, pay Musk, and we'll get to Mars and the moon.
Musk, pump my shit coin. Send me to the moon, baby.
Oh, there's
three coins. There's Bitcoin, altcoins, and shitcoin.
There's a random. There's multiple random talk spots. Sweet. Secret Zero, so I want to play. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to wait for me, kind of play around with your scholar or your sage some more.
No, this is fine. You give me a great service by reading the quest for me.
Why? Because you're skipping ahead and then listening to me?
Basically.
Speaking of the Aetherites, those teleportation fees do add up after a while, which is why I tended to rely on the far cheaper ferry services. I was pleasantly surprised when Mistress Tataru informed me that the Scions are reimbursed for teleportation costs as part of our duties, but I find old habits hard to break. That, and I'd rather not be bothered filling out the necessary paperwork. Well, okay, so we were supposed to get money back for the teleportations? I haven't been seeing that. I'm like, how does that work? Explain that to me, because I look at my board, I see money that comes out of my pocket. I don't see money that comes back. Unless
it's on tab that you get after you beat the game, you get the money.
Actually, I should probably touch this thing before it's too late. There we go. I am now attuned, and then I gotta see what Kryl says. I didn't get a chance to talk to her yet. What do you say? That's the entrance to the confluence. I have no doubt their expertise will prove useful at some point, so I suggest you remember the way here. Noted.
Foreshadowing.
I think there's something in there. Somebody had the door open for me to see. Oh, no. It's just the blue box giving me some, bad thoughts. Okay, where are we going here? I cannot think of words today. Wandering around town. Hey, look! I want one of those, so I don't need to carry it all in my backpack. Ooh, music's cool. I'm not over... The music's not overplaying me, is it?
I can't tell. Here, hold. Give me a sec.
So we haven't done our checklist.
I need to talk.
Do I? Do I need to talk? Am I too quiet? Am I too loud? I'm going to talk with this. Do you mind if I browse? Sorry? Okay. Do you mind if I browse the shelves for a moment? There might be some hidden gems I yet to read. Go for it. Only a moment. How optimistic feels free to browse all you like, but we won't wait around for you. Perhaps I'll return here later then. You. Rude. These little open air book stalls are so uniquely Charlian. I've always thought them as a common sight until I visited other nations. What do you have?
Okay. These great value chips are, the seasoning is bad. It's over seasoned, but it's just too strong.
What do you got?
Walmart, I know you're watching. Too much seasoning, buddy.
It's just freaking... Yeah, they are compliments chips. The garbage chips. Just... It's
usually
the leftover junk that's been stale, and then they season poorly.
That's probably not poorly, but...
I mean, how else do they taste freaking like cardboard? Like they've been already rotten before they got made. Welcome to the Argora, where you can find wares made in Charlian, as well as a wide selection of imported goods. Imported? Like Slim Jims?
For the Americans out there, or Yankees, whatever you want to call it.
You trying to get me canceled already?
Slim Jims are a rare item that normally have to be bought off Amazon or eBay.
Also, you...
And then even then, you usually get the stale ones if you do that. and you don't get a good deal.
Well, I'll try and bring you some back again.
Oh, yeah, I totally do that.
I can't remember if you liked the ones that I brought back the last time. Because I think I just grabbed them out of Walmart or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine. I think maybe what that was, it was like...
Got the old batch or
remember
something?
being so good, and then, they're really not that great. I mean, but the Tabasco ones, those are the ones to grab.
Okay, so the Tabasco Slim Jims.
Oh, yes.
Aye. They also used to sell questionable prototypes from the various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out for the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no better place to stock up for your next big adventure. Am I overselling it? On a more serious note, the next stop on our tour is one which has particular relevance to our ultimate purpose here. You must head back to the Aetherite Plaza, follow the path north, and then climb the stairs up that imposing building at the very top. I was going to suggest that I do give you my key before I leave. And the reason for that is, as my brother put it, when we go down there, if we somehow get trapped down there for longer than I'm going to be, you might have to come in and turn the thing back on or fix it if it goes down and I'm stuck there for more than a month, because you don't want to lose your chia plots or whatever else.
Man, Chia's doing so bad right now. I don't care.
Still.
Actually, everything crypto and stock is doing really bad right now.
It's the holidays. Once everybody gets their holiday money, they'll put it all into cryptocurrency like you want, and then it'll go back up.
I was telling you last night, I read the sort of a guide on like programming the Atari 2600. Now, I remember, like, I don't know about your experience with the Atari 2600, but I mean, it was the only thing available to us at the time. So, it was awesome, but deep down, we kind of knew the games were pretty shitty on that system, right? Like, you knew that they were shitty, right? And, but now that I read about the programmer's guide for it, man, the people that made those games are fucking geniuses, man. They did a good job with a really shitty system, man.
But that's all of what it was back then. It was passion. And, like, they had a harder thing to do. But the people that do it wanted their creations to be made. Now it's not about that anymore. It's about money. It's about business. It's like
every time you draw a pixel on the screen on the Atari 2600, you have to think about like your timing, your scan line on the TV, how many cycles each instruction is, so that it's timed right. It is ridiculous. Like everything you do on that thing is like, well, I got a small window where I got a chance to do something. How do I arrange things so that that I'm keeping up with the TV while like making a game out of this? It's sick, man. Like even a guy was actually going through how they made the image of E.T. I'm just like, my God, whoever did that had so much patience, man.
Well, that's exactly it. These designers, these programmers today, you could chop it up as the tools might make it easier, but I honestly don't think that's the case. Oh, excuse me. I honestly don't think they have the patience anymore either, and I don't even think it. Let's not say the developers or the programmer. Let's say that it's the investors are not giving them the opportunity to have the patience, and so all of these game companies are so bound to these corporations that they're not getting their chance to artistically flourish.
Well, I mean, all I know is that the people that made those games,
they were artists. In the computer world, they were artists.
No. Well, yeah, no. But
Let's
put it this way: anything that they accomplished was basically, once it was completed, they're like, it's amazing we got that to work at all. And if that's what you want to call art, all right, yeah, it's fine.
It's binary art, but it's art.
It's
like everything that we do in life is art. And how you choose to live, how you choose to do your daily lives, it's all art. You can either choose to do a crayon painting, or you can choose to create the Picasso by putting in a lot of passion and stuff into what you do. These little decorative features are typically of Charlian architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters on the Isle of Val were rather simple and rustic by comparison. Look at that. Jump in the water and play. Who was that I talked to? That's you. This is the Nymphanium, an area dedicated to the blessing of water. Oh, I just sacrilege the place then.
area dedicated to people that are
because I just peed in the pool.
Do the story.
For Charlene's water represents more than a life-sustaining liquid. It is a reminder of the Great Flood, which precipitated the birth of our nation, as well as a symbol of the knowledge which flows from the Thalic's divine ever. Ewer.
Yes.
This is the reason you see an abundance of fountains throughout the city and a propensity for utilizing water as a decorative feature in our architecture.
You guys are so original. It's like we don't do that anywhere else in the world, or Azoria.
Aorzia.
Aorzia, thank you. Nobody else has fountains.
I don't think anybody else does.
do a survey.
They have
of
waterfalls, but they've never had fountains that I can remember. Okay, Kryl. Speak to me. This grand structure before you is the rostral. The name refers to the original public platform erected here upon which a forum of elected representatives would deliver orientations and debate policies. So, old Rome, got it. Although the stage has since evolved into council chambers, the nature of the forum and the duties of its members remain largely unchanged. Assholes. Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted. My apologies. From here, one can see the entire city spread out below. The vista puts me in mind of my arrival in the first. Thus, who had gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by my knowledge of the finest settlement I could think of, the great city of Charlian. And bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town, a community. In the Crystarium, I can almost see its echo. I see. Crystarium. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the councils would object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, however, the tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes with a fitting name, Journey's End. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight ahead. East. North. East. Scanning, scanning, scanning. Place looks nice and organized. That's cool. Hey, how do you materialize out of the door? That's uncalled for.
You're just not part of the club.
I know. You just materialized through the door. Door didn't even open or anything. We arrived at Journey's End. History tells us that this was where those who put ashore with Archon Nuncreps built their first homes. The present day, it serves as the residential district for the most important official and the oldest Charlian families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. That estate belongs to our friend from House Levier. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. Why? I want to go kick the door down and tell him he's an asshole.
Hey, you stream like Nintendo games on Twitch? Do you like Nintendo come?
You have to, I think, petition to. It's kind of like a Disney thing. I think you have to get permission from them, and then you got to follow their guidelines. I think.
They can't say.
So they probably have. So they have like strict. I'm assuming they have very strict guidelines. Like that's why I kind of pitted them as same as kind of Disney, because they probably got very strict rules. And with that, we bring our little Charlian tour to a close. I hope it has proven to be an entertaining and enlightening experience, and I hope that it was for everybody else watching. So we head directly to the Beldicium Annex. You remember the way, don't you, Ra? Why does she keep calling him Ra? And why hasn't he corrected her? I think we head down towards the harbor, cross the bridge to our right, and then follow the path below the Aetherite Plaza. correct after you, Dragon. What did he just say? Path to the right, so is it telling me to go this way? Well, I'm assuming. I want to follow his path.
He said
because there's
fucking follow the quest marker. That's what he said.
If I don't follow the path, I don't get to see those little special things.
Yeah, they're special, alright.
There's one. See?
You almost missed out, man. Chat, you almost missed out, but...
What do we have here? Okay, what are you going to tell me about this spot? Right, we cross the bridge here, as I recall. Stick to the path and be careful not to end up back in the right place. So he's telling me where to go. He's just reminding me where to go. Sarlon is full of educational research institutions, but there are still professors who prefer to establish their own private practices. Not that I have ever attended the exclusive schools they run in these residential residences. Perhaps the twins could tell you more about them. Twins, where are you? So I can ask you. Okay, so he's telling me to cross here, but not keep going to the other. I'm assuming it's supposed to turn again. Is there something down there? Man, I think I missed a few of the little aetherite things all the way. Oh well, at least I'll get one of them. Right next to that thing I'm supposed to go to. Touch it. Come here, Kryl. Talk to me. Hi, as the joyous look on Raha's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldisium Annex. If you continue up the hill, you will arrive on the doorstep of Phenomenon. But I think we've explored enough for one day. We can take you there another time. Side with you then. Rude. What are you doing, Zero? Why are you putting Michaela's face on the screen? I'm back, and I brought Dragonfire and Raha with me. You were right about the ship, then. Hello, Graha. It's nice to see you again. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Dragonfire. I've heard many a tale of your exploits. Yes, I like to exploit. I like to exploit. Ujika.
I once charged my cell phone at Burger King.
That was your exploit?
That's an exploit.
Ujika is Sunjika. It has been an age. Allow me to introduce Ujika, cousin of Ijika, Sunjika, and an administration officer for the students of Baldisium. He oversees the day-to-day business of the Annex. I read the reports on the Eurekan expedition. I hope Ujika didn't cause you too much trouble. He impatient and impetuous, but a good sort of heart. And because you haven't done Eureka, you don't get what the person's talking about, but he's one of the characters in there. This place is like a second home for the students. The Isle of Val served as our main headquarters, of course, but we often had occasions to visit Charlene. whether to make use of the city, research facilities, and attend conferences, or procure supplies from the distant shores. And the annex here was built to provide lodgings for our members while we engage in such activities. Now that our former headquarters is on the wrong side of the world, among other things, the annex has become our new base of operations for all intents and purposes. Yet it feels so empty, with so many lost to us. Our organization is a shell of its former self. The day will come when we will see the students rise again. Uh-oh. Kral and Tataru are plotting. But first we must ensure that the Telophoroi fail. The Tarus are rising up. Was that there?
No, we ain't gonna take it. We ain't gonna take it anymore.
Oh God. I thought my reading was bad. Through that door on the left, there is the main hall where we can discuss our options moving forward. Is that the door?
I'm going to silence you now because there's a voice act in here.
Okay. Once everyone arrives, that is, you'll probably have time to rest before our discussion begins in earnest. I hope there's a voice thing. This is hard doing this reading. I've had private quarters prepared for you in the Andron, so please feel free to make yourself at home. Ah, the nap room's perfect for an afternoon doze. You lazy son of a bitch. I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well appointed, far more so than some cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. Simply that we were often so busy with research or exhausted from journeys abroad that we would slip into the Ardron just to steal a few winks. And thus they become known amongst the students as the nap rooms, even if many such naps might last well into the following morning. Say the word and I'll be happy to show you to your chamber. Hopefully the others won't be too long in coming. I'll wait for you all in the main hall.